Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and we continue with the Artesia Public Schools Hour.
With the hour, Gene.
With the hour. We had Coach Hodling earlier, and Superintendent Mr. Thad Phipps is here, and had a lot of fun last week interviewing Mike Phipps for the Fan of the Week.
Yeah, we sure appreciate you doing that, Gene, giving him an opportunity to, to voice his memory of the 1970s and all of the state championship football games that we played, especially the Deming game. He got to remember that and remember a lot of folks that still live here. You know, a lot of those guys that played are still here in Artesia, and of course they're leaders in our community.
Yep.
And that's what our programs do is they produce leaders, people that are going to go be real productive in our communities, and we hope that it's Artesia that they do that in, and certainly Tate Branch is one of those, and he sponsors that show, and we really appreciate Eugene and KSVP doing the Fan of the Week and highlighting folks that have made a difference in our community.
We've got a good Fan of the Week selected for this week. He's agreed to the interview, but he's hunting.
Oh, okay.
And he's not coming back to town until he gets something.
Okay.
So we're hoping that happens today.
Well, looking outside, I hope he can see through the fog, and he's shooting safely, whoever it is.
Exactly. So we're looking forward to that. And Mike said something. He confirmed it. I asked him. I said, "Is it true you've never lost a coin flip for a game?" And he said he's never lost one.
That's accurate. If you call heads, and and luck is on your side, I guess, then you continue to win the coin flips. And he's always called heads, and some of those, Gene, have actually been in the NMA office.
That's right.
Where he had to drive, and most people don't realize that back a long time ago. You drove up there to actually witness the coin flip, and if he got to make the call, he called heads, and he won the flips. And
yeah,
so
it's an amazing story.
Lucky dad, lucky pop.
Well, good. Well, what do you want to share with us today on this day before Thanksgiving?
Well, I guess that was the reason I came down this morning, Gene, is just to recognize our community as a whole, and all of our southeastern New Mexico communities are dedicated and focused on raising our children in southeastern New Mexico with good, solid, conservative principles, and we teach our kids to be responsible for themselves, and you can't go anywhere else in the nation, I don't believe, and find another group of people like you find in Artesia that whether we're talking about our Artesia Daily Press, who highlight our kids, and by the way, I just wanted to take a moment and say congratulations to them for the awards that they won. I know that you read the paper and saw that that Brianne won some awards, and TJ and his wife, the Palmas, won some awards, and this for highlighting our school district and highlighting our kids for the great job that they do. And Teresa has always covered our community and our schools very well. So we want to say congratulations to them, and just say thank you to them for helping get the good word out. Haley and her team at the Chamber of Commerce, we're so thankful for them and everything that they do in promoting our local businesses and promoting our schools. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful team of ladies to be able to work with. And then Gene, you and Jeff here at KSVP, I can't say enough how thankful we are, because not every school district and not every community has a local radio station that is there at every single event. There's not an event that we have that you and Jeff aren't there, and your team, and I know Lana's in the background, and so we just appreciate you guys helping us highlight our students and our staff. Our local businesses. I know you probably saw in the paper where Devin is helping with some STEM lab stuff again. That's just one example of a local business that's doing their part to make sure that the community that they live in feels their impact. It's certainly in the gross receipts tax, and certainly in the taxes, certainly with everybody going to work. They're putting tons of people to work, but they're also just going the extra mile to make sure that they're reaching into our communities in special ways. And Faith Baptist is another example. Everybody knows that the auditorium is still under construction, and we're waiting on pieces and parts. But Robbie and his team at Faith Baptist have stepped in, and we've had 4 events there now with the Artesia Public Schools, and of course the biggest one, Susie Parker and her team had Bulldogs on Review, 2 wonderful performances, which everybody got to see because of you guys too. But just appreciate Robbie and them reaching out to be able to do that. And then Gene, we've just got so thankful for the students that we have in the Artesia Public Schools. I know not very many of them are probably up this morning listening, but hopefully somebody hears and plays it, again for them. But students in the Artesia Public Schools, we're so thankful for you. We're thankful that you choose to be Bulldogs and that your parents have chosen to live in Artesia. You're a wonderful group of kids, and we're so happy to be able to help guide you in your life and our staff. My goodness, we have 475 people that wake up every day, Gene.
Oh my gosh!
And their number one goal is to do what's best for kids, and that includes our school board members. Five board members who all those folks wake up every day with one thing on their mind, and that's how best to guide and love kids and to spread kindness throughout our schools, in and out of the buildings all the time, Gene. And I just see a lot of great relationships being made that'll be lifelong, whether it's a teacher and a student, a counselor and a student, a custodian, a cafeteria worker, bus drivers, anybody and everybody. They all take their job very seriously, and they're trying to build those relationships with kids, and the kids are building relationships with them. The community is so fortunate to have the Artesia Police and Fire Departments who are in our schools all the time. Brendan and Kevin and their team, and of course the police chief and our SRO program with Jeff Letcher and Larry Harrell. All of those guys, Corporal DeVore, just do a great job of being in our schools, building relationships with kids, helping us feel safe. And then this year we've been real fortunate with Mark Cage and Lance Corporal Bateman out of Roswell. He's a state police captain up there. Those guys have kind of teamed up with us, and they've come down and got in our schools and just been around. And so you just see the kids in the middle with all of these adults and people around them that are helping support them and in their way. There's a seat on the Artesia Public Schools bus for everybody, and everybody's jumping on board to make sure that things are going well. And so I just wanted to say on this day before Thanksgiving that we're very thankful to live in a community of Artesia, to have the freedoms that we have, and to people to take advantage of it, to take action on it, to take advantage of it. And what a wonderful place to live. And so thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak this morning, and just thank everybody for what they do.
It's amazing how the support that the parents and the community has for the schools. I was watching the video from Deming. Jovi and Robbie were there, and I was listening to their play-by-play, but I'm watching the Deming video, and I'm looking at the crowd on the Deming side, and I texted Jovi. I said, do we have more people there than Deming? And he said, I think so. And that's a long way to go to watch a football game, and I'm sure it'll be somewhat similar Saturday up in Farmington.
No, I think so. Our fans and our community travel, and that's because of their interest in our kids and what they're doing. And it doesn't matter whether it's whatever event. Our fans travel, and we're thankful for that. And the kids look up and see that, oh my goodness, half of our community came to support us. And it just makes the atmosphere of whatever event that we're attending, especially like a football game last weekend, it just makes it that much more memorable when you have, I guess, kind of like Texas A&M, the 11th man. Well, there's no bigger 11th man outside of Texas A&M, just because of the sheer number of cadets than the Artesia Bulldogs has, or 12th man. I'm sorry, not the 11th.
Yeah, the 12th man.
Yeah, because there's 11 in football. Believe it or not, folks, I coach football. I know there's 11 on the darn field. The 12th man. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And so anyhow, no, it's just amazing. When you go to the pit and you have events there and you see the folks, and then you go to to Faith Baptist Church, and there's I was looking around. I'm thinking, man, there's only about a place for about 80 people. You just pack the house. And so there's almost 1,000 people there, and so the schools are. You've heard that they're the heartbeat of the community, and that's what people do. It's the best ticket in town. I've heard that said before too. You just go to the games, and it's it's just wonderful for the kids to have that kind of support. And it's not just in Artesia, you know, we're special, but I've been into 5 of our local school districts around southeastern New Mexico over the course of this fall semester, and I see it, you know, kind of regardless of where I go, Gene. I've been in Eunice, Lovington, Hobbs. I've been up in Roswell, Carlsbad. Walked through some of their stuff. Haven't been down to Loving yet. I'm gonna go see Lee White one of these days. Up in Lake Arthur, and anyhow, everywhere I go, Gene, there's support for kids, and so we're thankful that the communities in southeastern New Mexico support our children.
Well, there's a lot of challenges that kids are facing, and I wish there were some things that we could just turn off. But you can't. And
That's
so
true.
you've got to be there as a teacher, as an administrator. You mentioned all the different support staff that's there.
Yes.
For the kids, and then of course it includes parental involvement, and that's another thing that's great about Artesia. You're never going to hear anybody say we don't need the parents' involvement here.
Absolutely not. No, and we just have the best parents, Gene. Anywhere that you could ask, they're there serving on PTOs. They're there in the classroom when we have awards at the elementary schools. Our parents are very involved, and they do a great job of working with us as a team to help guide their children. So we're so thankful for our parents.
Thad Phipps, thank you
You betcha.
for being here, and
Absolutely.
happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, this is KSVP.